and maybe a little sunshine. Should be all right, but deal with the rain as we have it right now. 61 at the moment at 96.3 WDVD. So Allison and I are part of Dish Nation, which you can catch on Fox 2 weeknights at midnight, and we appreciate you watching. So that's not the only show that could be coming out of Detroit.
Right.
There's rumors that a show called Motor City Wives could be picked up.
Is it Motor City Housewives?
It's Motor City Wives, and
Motor
it could
City
be
Wives.
It could be picked up sometime this fall. We're not sure.
Okay.
On VH1.
Rumored to be.
And one of the women who might be involved, rumored to be, is Suzanne Lossia, and she's with us right now.
Yay!
Thanks for having me come in today.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for putting up with the traffic to get here.
Oh my God, yeah, it took me over an hour to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it on time. Usually I'm on time for everything.
Right? No, it's brutal out there. So I know you can't talk a lot about a lot of things surrounding the show.
The rumored show.
Yeah, you can't talk about start date or network or anything like that. And we get that because we're doing a show too, and until everything's all settled, you can't really talk a lot about it.
Yeah, I'm under contract.
But I'm super excited, and I hope I get to know stuff soon though, because I watch all of those Housewives shows. So the difference is going to be though, this one I'm probably going to enjoy. Those other ones that I watch make me pull my hair out.
Are we going to want to do that if we watch this alleged show?
You know what? It's Motor City Wives is a diversity cast, so it's different. It's not just like one race. It's Chaldean, it's Caucasian, it's Albanian, it's African American. So you've got.
So it's like Detroit.
I like it.
Yeah, that's Detroit.
It really is.
Yeah, and I'm the Oakland County girl.
Okay.
And I'm the Chaldean girl that branched out of her community to go on a national television show, and I'm the first person to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Did
huge.
you take any heat?
You know what? My kids are like the center of my world. They totally support me. My family totally supports me, and everyone that's in my circle supports me. I've heard like, oh, how can she do this? She's got kids, or, oh my God, she's Chaldean. But you know what? It's not really about my kids. It's about me.
Right.
And I'm very protective of my kids, so my kids are not going to be on that much.
I was just going to ask you that because your kids are the same age as mine, and I don't think I'd feel comfortable putting them on TV.
No, I believe when they filmed when we're doing the sizzle reel and the pilot, like last year, they probably have maybe 10 seconds in it.
Okay.
I'm really protective, and I wouldn't bring my kids into this because it's really about me and my life. They really want stories.
Right.
And you have kind of an interesting story. I mean, you were in an arranged marriage, for example.
Yeah, basically I was. From the day I went out with my ex-husband was only 2 hours. A week later, his mother called my mother and asked for my hand in marriage. 5.5 months later, I was married.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Are you okay with that? Was that like an awesome 2 hours? So you were like, all right, let's do this.
It's a home run.
You know what? Back then, that's all I knew.
How old were you?
I was young.
Right.
I was young, and
I like how you say it.
I can tell by looking at you and knowing how old your kids are. You must have been.
Yeah.
I was young, and back then, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
My parents I come from very strict family. Like the values, morals, or reputation. My dad's like, my reputation means
Everything.
everything,
It is my
like more than your life.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Like that's how old fashioned. And during the time, I mean.
So, but I guess sorry to cut you off, but to go from that to this,
I know.
that is such an that's like
I know.
2 Pacific Oceans.
Because I've been through a lot.
How did it come about? Did they want to do a show here and they audition people, or how do you get involved in this project?
Okay, a friend of mine, the LaHood Sarkis family owned the Palazzo Grande on 25 Mile in Van Dyke, and I was there. They had a wedding event, so I was there, and one of the producers saw me there, and they liked what I was wearing, so they pulled me over to another producer, said, "Look what she's wearing; she looks great." Yeah. So after that, one of the cast members that was on the show, that's no longer on the show, brought me in. And I went into the attorney's office. I had Howard Hurst's attorney's office in Bloomfield Hills, and we sat there and we discussed it. And I went home with my family and talked to them about it. And my mom is funny because my mom barely speaks English. And she's like, is it anything like Oprah? Yeah. And my dad's like, I'm okay with it as long as no one touches my daughter. So, you know, I sat with my brothers and I talked to them and, you know, and I talked to my kids. And you're like, Mom, you know, they're like really, you know, they're really like protective over me. They're like, you know what? It fell in your lap. You got to do it.
And it maybe for a reason it fell in your lap.
Yeah, because, you know, this is the first time in my life, after 16 years of raising my kids, that I got the first opportunity to do something for myself. I've never worked a day in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm literally doing something for myself. This is, like I said, my son just got his license on Saturday, and it's like he's driving to school, so I don't have to drive to school anymore. I don't have to take him to sports.
Text you when he gets there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We have
Believe
this,
me.
listen, we have this deal with our kids. You text us when you get to the bus, when you get on the bus.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the first day I was literally crying. I had to
don't
call the
blame you.
school, and they got a hold of him. I go, how could you not text me? I was literally crying. He's like, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry. I mean, literally, I was driving to the school.
You're gonna want him to. You're gonna want him to do it forever. My son's gonna be 20 next month, and I still make him text me when he gets there.
I don't blame you. I'm gonna put a GPS on him. I already told him. He's gonna be a GPS.
Chip them, do
I
it.
have to say, Suzanne, though, when you were talking about, because you're Chaldean and culture, and like maybe a lot of people in your family that didn't think because of those reasons you should do this because that's just not what we do. There's so much good that comes out of that, though, because people get to know. Like, there was a show on Bravo, Shaws of Sunset.
Oh, she's my friend on Twitter. They're my friends on Twitter.
I learned so much. I loved that cast. I loved those people. And when we get to see people of different religions or nationalities or races, and we get to learn about them, it really helps us. You know, when you get to see, well, this is what it's like to be this, or this is what it's like to be that. I think overall, you know, it really helps everyone.
It is huge because if you Google Motor City Wives, all you see is Motor City Wives Suzanne, Motor City Wives Chaldean. Nobody knows who we are.
Right.
The biggest population is in Detroit, and you've got a small population in Arizona and a small population in, San Diego, but nobody knows. So I'm going to introduce the Chaldeans to the world.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we're like, honestly, we're like so family oriented.
Yeah.
We've got very good morals, values. We're, the way our parents raised us, thank God. You know what I mean? In a way, they were really but in a way, it was good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Suzanne, thank you very much for coming in today and tell us about it. We will keep our eyes open for the rumored show, Motor City Wives, which is rumored to be on VH1 sometime, rumor has it, maybe this fall. Suzanne, thank you very much.
Suzanne.
You're welcome.
It's 96.3 WDVD.